Hey everybody, Spidey here once again. Coming soon podcast coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. And of course with me today, Mr. Anrew Cortez here in San Antonio, my man. We're right next door, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me on, bro.
No, by all means, man. I've been wanting to get you on here for a minute and
Yeah,
you seem to be a
I've been
busy
wondering.
individual.
Yeah, I've been wondering. I said, "Hey, man, he never invited me. What's the deal?"
No, but I mean just in general. I mean from the
Yeah,
first time, and I will say this, from the first time meeting you on set, I mean I was able to work behind the scenes. And I mean, the first thing I noticed, of course, was your stature, bro. I mean, you're a tall individual, brother, but
yeah.
your performance is even, man. I mean, you brought it. I wasn't very
Thank you.
impressed, and I mean, all I can say is that I mean, I look forward to many more projects coming, of course.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can make that happen, man.
No, and let me ask you because I mean, we are here in San Antonio, man. Are you from San Antonio, born and
Yeah, I'm
raised?
originally from San Antonio.
Oh, okay. And
Yes,
what
sir.
part of
Grew
town?
up. I was born at the Nick's Hospital, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Right
You
on
are
the
from San
river,
Antonio, bro.
man. Right on the river.
And as far as high school, what high school did you go to?
Central Catholic,
Okay.
down there on St. Mary Street.
And of course, I mean, you got to be a Spurs fan, right?
Oh yeah, man. I remember when the Spurs first came here, man. I went to go see them. Oh man, I think it was off of St. Cloud or something at a
Really?
church or a synagogue. They were having a man like a meet and greet or something like that. Shit,
Right
that's when they
on.
were going to first move into the arena, and they allowed people to ask questions, and everybody was asking serious questions, and I froze when they came to me. It's just like I think I had to I asked Goo Kennedy, man, I said, what kind of car do you drive? He goes, I ain't got no
What?
car. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
But I was thinking about something. Okay, the 3 point shot is not in the NBA; it's the ABA. I was trying to think of something, a serious
yeah.
basketball question. Then when they got to me, and you said, what kind of car do you drive? Man, I ain't got no car. It's like,
At least
oops.
it wasn't. Can you give me some free tickets?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was good. I still remember going to those games and being a ball boy some too,
Nice, bro.
That was
Yeah, I'm
badass.
actually from the David Robinson era. When he got picked up, I was in elementary school, and been a fan
Okay.
since, man. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Shit, I remember going to those Spurs camps, and this is back when like James Silas and George Carl were playing
yeah.
over there. And, but like, I remember like everybody liked it. All the ball boys would fight because, those guys would get shoe endorsements. So they'd give away shoes every few
Yeah.
games. And everybody wanted to be around James Silas because he wore like a size 10, that
Oh,
you could actually wear, you could grow into, not like these other guys like size 16 and size
oh
15s and
yeah,
stuff.
man, bro. They're over here wearing skis, man. Big feet,
Yeah,
brother.
I know. Yeah, I forgot who it was. It was one of the other teams. And I remember had some big ass shoes. And the ball boy, I'd clean up the locker room, man. And then I'm sitting there and checking out these shoes, looking for a size. And I'm kneeling down. Then I hear this voice, 16. I said, what? I look up and there's this big dude in a towel. They're
Uh,
size 16. Now put them down. Yes, sir. But it was fun.
man, how did you end up getting that job?
Oh man, because my dad was a basketball coach, and he knew some of those other coaches, and he would actually coach at the summer camps with the Spurs. So he was kind of tight with those guys. So he got us in on that. And then sometimes we wouldn't even pay to go to the games, man. We just walk in the back, for shit. But that was a good little
Man,
connection for a while.
and of course, I mean, being a tall individual yourself, man, did you actually pick up basketball?
Yeah, I did. You know, uh, did my freshman year, like freshman sophomore year in high school. Then I laid off my junior year, and then went back my senior year and played. You know,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
it was good. I was more of a banger though, man. I wasn't one of those fancy ass guys. I was more like Wes. I like Wes Unseld,
yeah.
uh, and guys like that. And who was it? Mark Oberdink from the Spurs. And all those other people want to be like Gervin and those other guys. And shit, I'll just be like Oberdink. I'll just bang people. That was my
You
thing.
you were more the street ball, man.
Yeah, yes,
Get
sir.
aggressive, brother. Well, what do you think about our star player, man? He was actually, I think they took him out. I think he got suspended, or they took him off for
Yeah, I
that
don't know
elbow.
for how
Man.
many games I saw something about that, man. But now I was watching him, and man, he needs to put some meat on his bones, man. But
Oh yeah,
it was impressive, man. I was watching him. I was like, man, this guy, why is he shooting 3 pointers, man? Get down
yeah.
in there in the paint, man. but he's good, man. He sure took him to another level. They were
Yeah.
struggling for a while, and from what I understand, he did last off season put on some weight. He was hitting the gym and trying to bulk up a little bit. Put some
Yeah,
meat
I
on the bones,
remember.
man.
'Cause I think he was on the injury list, so all he had to
Yeah,
do, all he did was work out.
rehab and stuff like that. Yeah.
Especially here in San Antonio, he's gonna put on a little bit of weight, man. Oh, that
Oh
Mexican
yeah, it
food,
just
man.
happens, man. The San Antonio diet.
Oh yes, oh yes, my man. And of course, brother, let me ask you, when it comes to acting, because this is something that came on later in life, right? I mean, before, what were you doing beforehand? I know you were a
No, man, I
firefighter.
actually started when well, like in junior high, in high school, I was into acting. Uh, and in college, I started in college. Well, then I got married young and had kids and had to support a family. So I joined the fire department here in San Antonio. And I did try to work in some, gigs here and there around my schedule, but it was hard. So when I retired from the fire department after 30 plus years, man, I kind of got back into it. I saw an ad that CJ Goodwin was putting out for Eyes of a Roman, and he
Okay.
wanted guys for a battle scene, a Roman barbarians battle scene. And I've always, liked history, studying history. I was a history major. And I said, hey, man, I'd like to do that because, I was the kind of guy that I'd watch Braveheart or something, and I want to be the guy that the arrow goes through his head or something like that. It gets skewered. I like that kind of stuff. And so I went out there and, man, just saw the filming process and how they were doing it. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. Then CJ needed a big guy to come out of the woods
You're
and
like,
kill
done.
somebody carrying a torch. He's like, hey, man, I need a big guy. And you cool with fire? I said, yeah, man, I was a fireman. So, okay, come and stab him. And I guess the way I did it, then, you look for it. Supposedly he goes, okay, horns are blowing, whatever, you got to run. And everyone's like, hey, man, that was pretty good. It's like, okay. And then he asked me to do more stuff. And this guy that was there, Brian Anderson, this other actor, he told me, he goes, hey, man, you need to pursue this, like you said, you have this stature, you have this presence. He said, when you came on set, man, we thought you were one of the bigger stars. So he showed me, where to, like some of these different casting sites, and I got some headshots and, started taking some lessons. And then he hooked me up with Kiki Suki, who was also on that film. And then Kiki helped me with some, you know, kind of navigate the business and shit, man. Kiki actually gave me my first speaking part in
Oh,
oh
nice.
shit, I forget the name of the film now, man. It's out, but I'll remember it. I should remember it. But I was a newscaster. It was just a little, it was just a little cameo appearance as a newscaster. It's like, okay, well, because he was a trainer. I wanted to get back in shape, so I started working out with him. He's a personal trainer. And then he goes, okay, well, can you say these lines and you have a suit? And it's like, I was in darkness. It was a role in darkness, and in darkness strain. So, which was cool, man. He gave me my first gig. And then later on, too, we'd be at the gym working out, and he hooked me up with a AARP commercial that was going on in Houston.
Nice.
I was going there working out. He goes, hey, man, come in the locker room real quick. So what's going on? I need to do a video. Like, whoa, bro, come on, man. We ain't like that. He goes, no. He goes, no, damn it, man. There's an AARP commercial. They need an older Hispanic guy like retiring. And so just say this. And he videoed me. He sent it to the producers. He goes, okay, they want you to be more sarcastic. I said, they want me to be nice? No, they want you to be like a smart ass. Nobody likes you anyway. It's like, okay. So, man,
Done.
we got the gig. So
Nice.
Kiki was in the commercial too. So we drove up to Houston and knocked it out, man. So he was a big help. And, and he also hooked me up with a play in Germany, man.
Damn.
He saw the ad and said, hey, you need to put in for this. You said you wanted to travel. Okay. And he said, they're looking for some big pissed off guy like you. And I said, well, it's in Germany. He goes, I know they put it worldwide. So I sent him
Damn.
my stuff and then ended up going to Berlin for like 4 weeks to do this play and stuff. And so, Kiki was a good help with that, man. I got to give him his props, man.
No, no, dude, stand up, dude, man. He actually referred. He gave me my first referral on another film that I was able to participate in, man. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's, it's people like that you want to keep in your circle and keep working with, man. Because I mean, and it depends on the person too. I mean, if there's something they like about you, or like you said, they're looking for a specific person, you fit that bill. Why not, man? So that's
Yeah,
great.
man, we work on something on, okay. Uh, it was good, man. Actually, I did a couple of different films with him. He was doing another one called The Box,
Yeah.
where I played a dad, and this time I was a nice guy. The mom was a mean drunk, and I got to be the nice dad. So I was like, okay, cool, man.
And on that one, because of course, I mean, you do have kids, man. So when your kids saw that, they were like, "Hey, what's up with that, Dad? What's going on?"
Yeah,
Not
yeah. Why weren't you that
necessarily nice
nice at
guys, but
home? Why weren't you that nice at home? No, they did. And then this one we just had the premiere of the screening for in Houston, Death Merchant.
yeah,
My son played one of my bodyguards in there. And
nice,
that was
man.
cool, man. He was there holding this guy when I'm beating the shit out of him before I shoot him and stuff. So it was cool, man. We got to hang out. He was in South Carolina. So I told the director, look, man, I'll fly him into Houston. He can stay in the hotel room with me, and we'll. So it worked out. We got to spend some time together, and we got to film a movie. And we
Nice.
went to NASA. We had an off day. Uh, so shit, man, we went to NASA. He goes, well, all those years as a kid, man, you never took me to NASA. So, well, what the hell, man? We got time. Let's go to NASA. And
Yeah,
I was real pleased, man, when I saw the end product for that film, Death
nice.
Merchant. Man, it's pretty badass. The Victor Gelsomino did a good job on it. His acting and the way he kept the flow of the movie going, and how he presented it and everything. He deals with having to kill five mob families, but they're all a little different how he does it. It's not like the same thing.
Right.
The Asians, it was kind of a different vibe when he had the shootout and killing them as with it was the Irish or the Italians and with mine. So it was impressive, man. And
Man.
Robert Lasardo was there in it, and he played like
Yeah.
the main villain, and it came out really good, man.
Nice. You actually got to work with the guy on screen.
Yeah, no, well, I didn't do any scenes with Lasardo,
Oh,
unfortunately. We filmed on different days.
no,
But
no.
it was cool and I heard he's real good to work with. That you know he helps. It's almost like having an acting coach there. He's real good about helping the other actors and stuff. So
No, no, for sure,
yeah,
man.
man, and like that. And I think it was 65. That guy Gelsomino, his character killed 65 people in the movie. Man,
Damn, that's it.
that's a big body count, man. Yeah, and a lot of it he did it all different kind of ways too, bro.
Man,
But
is that
it's a
a
badass
world
film.
record? Do you know?
I don't know, man.
I want to
You
look
know what?
that
That's
up.
interesting. That's something we'll have to look up
Yeah, I like
because
that.
who's the most people killed in a movie
Yeah, by an
by one
individual.
individual.
Yeah,
By one individual.
dude, I'm gonna
That's
look
a
that up.
good one, man. That would be something to find out.
If not, we're gonna have to send you back to kill more people, bro.
Yeah, we'll tell them, hey, man, just yeah, do a sequel or no, not a sequel to add something to it because it's he's still got to try to get distribution on it, so he's still got time to change it.
No, no,
So he,
yeah,
he
but
can he can add a few more kills, man.
there you go. And was this for a short or a feature?
No, it's a feature.
Feature. Oh, nice.
And if you can look at it on, I think on YouTube, the Death Merchant City of Insurrection. There's a trailer, and it's I don't know what the exact number on the budget was, but he's an independent filmmaker out of Houston, and this thing looks like a big time Hollywood movie, man.
Nice, bro.
Uh,
No, yeah.
the green screen, the special effects, the him cruising in on a Lamborghini for one of the scenes, and helicopters, and he was a stuntman originally, and so was this other Janet Wang who was in it. So they
Oh,
worked a lot of that into it, and that's why there was a bunch of fight scenes in there, because that was their thing. But then also the acting with that was really good.
and I was gonna say, I mean, especially them being in the film industry, they definitely have connections, man. 'Cause to get a helicopter, bro, come on.
Yeah,
Not
well,
not
that
too good.
Janet, man, she's pretty tight. There was a production company out of Vietnam. This guy Peter Pham, who's like a famous martial artist.
Yeah.
Well, she helped him cast for extras, and she helped him find locations.
Yeah.
When they were filming in Houston. So I worked on that one too a little bit. Called Domino File, and Janet was real big about working, helping him put together with that production company. And she found some of the locations. I believe her day job is a realtor.
Okay.
So she found, I don't know if those places that, anyway, man, she worked out deals like my character, man, I had a big old mansion on the water in League City, like a 3-story mansion, a big badass place for my scene. So that was cool.
No, man, and I was gonna say too, because where I work at, I actually work at a realtor academy, and I mean, there's a few of the actors that have been here locally that are realtors, man. And I always wonder, like, man, I wonder if they can use those, locations. I mean, I know this, insurance and everything else, but
Right.
wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt to ask.
Yeah. There's a realtor I met, and I brought him in on one of Lions Act's film for Vaqueros of Hawaii to play my son. I
Okay.
talked to Marcus, the guy was, and he does models, dude. This dude, uh, maybe about as tall as I am, about 50 pounds less, you know, nice jawline. And I said, hey, Marcus, this guy's done model. He wants to get into acting. He saw his picture. That, hell yeah, man, we'll put him in there. And I think Martin's done a few films with Lions Act, and he's a realtor. He just got to juggle the time and everything.
No, no, yeah,
Real
I
good
actually met
dude.
him. I've met him before. He was actually at my work. Like one day I saw him and I was like, man, what are you
Yeah.
doing here? But yeah,
Uh-huh.
dude, I mean, that guy's well put, I mean, he does
Yeah,
modeling.
well put. And you can't be hating on him like, man, that guy's
Nah,
gonna make me
not at
look
all.
even fatter. It's like if you don't, if you don't want to look fat, don't hang around skinny people. But hey,
There you
man,
go.
you know, hats off, man. You got to bring it in, and then you got to pick up your game. It's motivation to get in shape.
No, no, yeah. I mean, that's why I used to tell people I still cover fights, but I'd say, man, I used to hate going to the weigh-ins because I was always a fat one there, bro.
Yeah, I know, man.
But man, but let me ask you. I mean, of course, when it comes to the fight scenes, I'm gonna put this on there because we have a comment by Tim Rook. Of course, gotta love the fight scenes, man. So I do gotta ask you, um, have you done some training? I mean, have you done fight scene training or stunt training?
I have done work on some of the films. They had a stunt coordinator there,
Okay.
and it's different from actual fighting because I used to do the tough man competitions.
Oh, damn.
And
Okay.
it's like, and even real martial arts, man, it's different because you don't want to actually
Yeah.
hit the same or something. It's a whole different thing, because they have to control it more. Uh, but that was good on. I worked on something called Forging Texas, where we did a big battle scene, and I was with the Mexican army. And then when all the Texas people came over, man, we had rifles and stuff, and I accidentally just slammed some dude on his hand with the butt of my rifle. But
Oh, damn.
I didn't mean to hit that. But that one they had some trained stunt people there, and like when they stabbed me, they had a retractable knife, and
Okay.
the stunt coordinator went over it and he goes, "Man, are you cool with it?" I'm saying, "Are you cool with getting thrown? Are you cool or throwing people?" I mean, I let some little dude come and grab me, then I jumped backwards like he
Yeah.
picked me up. I mean, he couldn't pick me up, man, but
Oh, yeah.
I went and I jumped backwards, and then he had this pistol butt he was hitting me with, and but yeah, on that on Death Merchant, they had a stunt coordinator there because that opening scene where I'm sitting there just beating the shit out of beating the shit out of my brother. He lined it up, and depending on the camera angle, of course. But the fight scenes are fun, man. That's always a
No,
cool
for
thing to
sure, man. I
do.
was gonna say too, when it comes to once they start the editing process, of course, they do magic because I've seen some stuff where I'm there watching it live, and then I see the editing, and I'm like, damn, like that's some.
Yeah, that you know what? That's such a big part of it, and getting the shots they need. I worked with Brett Mauser and
Yeah.
from San Antonio, and I was watching him, and we were doing a fight scene for Night Watchman, and the main character, she comes in with two katanas and starts cutting up people, and then I go to shoot her, and they cut off my hand, and we get in a fight thing, but I saw him doing it, and I was like, man, this ain't gonna be enough. But how he edited it, he knew the shots he needed to piece it
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah.
And the good one is too, she comes up and I go to shoot her. Well, I shoot once, she dug, but I go to shoot her, and then she came up with the two katanas and cuts
Ooh,
my hand off.
damn.
And then I didn't drop the gun, but Lair said, look, we got a fake hand, and put it on a gun, and I took my ring off and stuck it on the fake hand, and then we dropped it, from a few feet off the ground, a couple of feet off the ground. So in the editing, you see me go, ah, and then you see the hand with the pistol, fall down. The only thing he couldn't do was make it shoot. I said, make a pow, 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 pow,
No,
they go down. And
man.
then later I come up like I don't know, something, and she stabbed me again, like I recovered. But when he was filming the same thing, I said, man, I don't think he's got enough angles. And Joey Venegas was filming with him. He had a still camera. And then Brett was going through getting shots.
Yeah.
I say, well, man, he's going to get in the frame. Because, well, I just edit that out, man. You know,
Yeah.
he knew what was being shot, and he does his own editing.
Oh, nice.
So he got the pieces he needed. And that's why, it's frustrating, an actor, sometimes these things take a long time to come out. Well, I've noticed with Brett Mauser, Not So Sane Productions, I think the name of his company, man, he gets them out. I mean, when he gets done in the evenings, he goes, he edits as he goes, fixes what he has to fix. And, a lot of that is just goes to his credit as an editor. And being the editor, he knows what he needs to film in order to edit the way he wants. Instead of sending it to a different editor and thinking, oh, man, I need this or I need that,
All that back and forth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's great because I've seen a lot of indie directors. I mean, I'm sure, when it comes to the bigger leagues, they do that as well. But a lot of them start edit as they go. So if they do one scene, as soon as they're done, they'll start the editing process, and it just, makes everything speed up a lot faster. But I mean, for those that don't have that, of course, they got to wait and they got to send that off.
Or else you got to pay somebody. If you pay, man, that's money, man.
Oh yeah,
and it's cuts into that. That's other one I worked on. This guy Sonny Corona. He's from San Antonio, but he lives in Austin now, and he did his own editing. He'd be editing in the evenings. Then he has a day job, man. He goes, oh man, I feel like shit, man. I edited till 4 a.m. Then I had to get up at 6 and go to work at the post office, man.
Damn.
And he worked it in. But yeah, he did a real good job with his that Last Supper. I think you've seen me put some stuff out about that. That's been going to film festivals, and we've been getting a good reception, man. We've been winning film festivals in Chicago at the Crown Point, and then the East Village in LA, and then in San Antonio at the Fiesta San Antonio Film Festival. Yeah. We got best indie feature film.
No,
I was surprised that, damn, all right, man, that's cool, that was nice to win in your hometown, bro, be able to show it in front of the hometown. I was just glad that we got accepted into the festival. Yeah. So, okay, cool, man. We can show this film in the hometown. And then to win, it was even a bigger bonus.
No, because I know you guys had, was that the one where when you and Kiki and a few others got awards?
No, that was Jesse Torres had a deal for that. Yeah, that was the San Antonio. It was like an achievement award for the San Antonio actors, San Antonio film thing.
No.
And that was cool. I mean, it was good to see Kiki getting recognized, man, because he's been grinding away for a long time,
No, yeah, bro.
And he's yeah.
No, I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I know, like I said, I mean, I've been there behind the scenes, watching you work. I gotta ask, when it comes to characters, do you have a preference? I mean, I know a job's a job, so if they offer you something, you're gonna, if it fits the role, then you're gonna take it. But do you prefer one over the other when it comes to like comedy, drama?
No, I like doing comedy, man. Don't get me wrong, but the power character, it just fits, And the thing is, I don't even try, man. I'm just talking to you and people. And I said at Death Merch, I was talking to somebody about that. I like to do different things. I said, look, man, if a role fits and it's typecast, at least you get cast for it. Play it out, I like to. Yeah, I say that, but I don't mind being the villain, man. It's kind of fun. It is kind of. Now I have my limits. I won't be a rapist or a child abuser or anything like that. But yeah, I don't mind killing people, and a lot of times they're bad people too.
Especially if they deserved it, right?
And the other thing, let's say you're the good guy. Well, the darker I can be, man, that makes your light shine more. I figure it's a balance thing. So if I can play better as a villain, that'll make the protagonist look better, you know?
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's very smart, man.
Yeah.
And of course, let me ask you because when it comes to acting, I mean, you said you started early in life. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
when you were in school. When you came back, I mean, you basically put everything on the standstill, for the family, which of course, we
Right.
all would do that, and I've done that myself. But now that your son, jumped on the film with you, is that something that he's pursuing as well?
No, man, he's got kids, man, and he's working his job, man, and he's, banging away with that. But it would fit him, I could see him doing that, but he doesn't. That's not in his on his agenda right now.
No, no, for sure,
You
man. But the
know,
fact that you
but
were able to be on there
it's
with him, that's
fun.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Let him see what I'm doing now. It was a lot of fun.
And of course, because you've filmed literally like all over the world, man. I mean, you've been going outside
Yeah.
the country filming. Is that something that you saw yourself doing when you first started doing it?
No, man, not really. I kind of wanted to, and then it's just like, well, sometimes you just got to make your own things happen, and it's just about connections and following through. When I was in Germany doing that play, I saw something they were needing people for a thing in England. Um, and I think I saw it before, but the guy didn't have the budget to bring me in from the United States and blah blah blah. So I told him, hey man, I'm over in Germany. When we get done rehearsing on Friday, just I'll hop a plane over to England and then work that weekend with him. And that
Yeah,
worked out that Jason Wright, it's at Silent Studios, is the name of his company,
yeah.
and mainly does horror flicks. So went over there and did it was called The House That Zombies Built.
Oh,
We
nice.
had a good rapport. I liked how he worked, and he asked me to bring on, work with him, and then produce on this other one. We're working on Zombikini.
Yeah.
So it's just like, when you work with somebody, it's just there. So, and then he made me, actually part of Silent Studios. I'm their operations director for the United States because
Oh,
we're
no.
going to start filming here in the U.S. Yeah, we want to do he wants to do like a zombie Western here in Texas.
Oh, sweet. Heck
And
yeah.
then we're doing the final scene for Zombikini here in Texas that I'm putting together. Um,
Damn.
it's
Okay.
going to be like the scene where all the bikini models turn into zombies, man, and just start eating people. So we're trying to put that one together. I'm trying to get the logistics together on that, but uh, and then working on that Dancing for Passion, we've been filming a lot of places
Yeah.
too. And
Now,
I picked up like I told the guy in England, Jason, I said, look, we're gonna be in Thailand, man. And Lorena Monroe, who's doing Dancing for Passion,
yeah.
she is working on Zombikini as well. She was like a reporter that's trying to find out what's going on. And so I told him, she already filmed the scene in England. I said, look, we'll just make it where she tracks me down in Thailand. I'm like, damn it, woman, how did you find me? And she still wanted answers. So, so we worked in a scene for him in Thailand, and then at a tailor shop there, kind of had that guy at the tailor shop, be the manufacturer of the sweatshop that's making the bikinis. So we threw a little scene. Then when Lorena and I were in Aguas Calientes at a plant that makes clothes from recycled plastic bottles and recycled cotton.
Damn.
She was
Okay.
doing a video for them, filming the whole. It's man, it's state of the art, and we had a drone guy in there. So I said, "Well, shoot, we'll get some footage and say it's from the Dead Fish Bikinis. That's the name of our company in
Yeah.
Zombikini." So I got him a bunch of B-roll of the things making the thread and the weaving machines
Oh,
and
nice.
all the
Yeah.
stuff, man. And so I sent it to him. He goes, damn. So you try to just, man, you grab stuff where you can. And then Lorena started selling shirts out of those, with that company because the idea is like it's called EJI. Um, so they figure out of every shirt takes 6 to 7 plastic bottles,
Right.
out of the ocean, and then the recycled cotton saved on water. You don't have to grow new cotton. So we started having to making them some clothes. Like they made a bunch of shirts for Lorena that she's selling. You know,
Nice.
try to help them. You know, it's good for everybody all the way around.
No, yeah, man. I mean, recycling. I know every
Yeah.
time. I mean, it's been years since I've been downtown for Fiesta, but I would see all those empty plastic bottles, and I'm thinking, man, somebody should be capitalizing on this.
Oh
You know?
yeah. I mean, just taking them instead of them ending up in the trash or ending up,
Yeah.
you know, in the ocean somewhere, you get them and hey man, they come into your clothes, you know. So, but that worked out, man. We got some scenes for some
That's
bikinis there. I mean, why not, man? You grab what you
cool.
can, you know.
And I was gonna say that's actually pretty genius because I mean, I've been traveling here locally, of course, man. I've been trying to find new locations to go and visit with my girl, and
Hmm.
I never thought about that, but man, that'd be cool to just start grabbing video where you can, just to if you want to use it later for something, you can always have it
Yeah,
on there.
the funny thing was we were in the plaza and there was some guy there with a drone, you know, doing drone shots of the plaza in Aguascalientes. And hey man, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, how much to come to this? How much to come over to this place? And he flew the drone through the factory, man. And then we even got him to get some exterior shots of it too.
Nice,
So you know,
man.
it just worked out, man. Threw him a few bones, and you know,
Put them to
uh,
work.
put him to work, man.
Oh man, and of course, and let me ask you because all this traveling, bro. So you have a frequent flyer miles. I mean, are you planning on
Yeah, I
a?
tried to, man, with with different airlines, you know. In the hotel thing I do, like we're part of a travel club, so I'll just call them to book the hotels through that, and then I can get, you know, like points on that I can use later too. So, and then you just work it into the cost of the production. Or sometimes I'll work that in the deal,
No,
you
no.
know, well just give me so much, I'll handle my own, I'll take care of my own thing, you know, where I'm gonna stay and stuff. Just and just work that into a per diem or something. Like when I was doing that play in Germany, man, those people were, man, they were tightwads, and I could kind of tell. So when we were going to Vienna to do it, and I don't know what rat hole hotel they put them guys in, but I said, look, okay, how much are you paying, you know, for the hotel a day? And then I think they were going to put us on a train or a bus or something from Berlin to Vienna. But you have to kind of go around the Czech Republic anyway, like 20 hours. Like, oh, bullshit, man. You know, I'm just going to sell my ticket back and I'll use my frequent flyer miles and fly from Berlin to Vienna. And then I got an Airbnb on my own, found a good
Oh my
deal. And
God.
those other guys in the play were calling, you know, we were on a WhatsApp or something there. Yeah, it was like 2 in the morning and they were having problems getting into some flea bag hotel. And well, what
Damn.
about Andrew? You know, can we stay where he's at? I was like, hey, leave Andrew out of this, man. You know, hey, my Airbnb is just for one person, you know, which
Yeah, tell him
I
sorry, guys.
lied, man, but you know, but then shit, I just took care of that on my own, you know, out of what they
No.
did.
You see, and that's kind of the same thing with me because I mean, there's a lot of locals here too, man. I always see them out there filming in Austin and Houston,
Yeah,
small towns out there, and it's like, I mean, they only pay you so much, but it's like, trying to budget and make it happen, and a lot of times we'll
yeah,
we'll share rooms, we'll share like 2, 3, people per room, and it's like, man, let's do it, get to
yeah,
bond, hang out, and then save some money too, because I mean, but
yeah.
it's
Well, I
fun.
knew, uh, well, man, he rest in peace, man. Dan Cortez, Dan the man.
Yeah.
No relation that I know of. Worked on Eyes of the Roman with him, and he was doing stuff like 1863 and some of those other productions. And yeah, the parts he had, I mean, it was just they wouldn't pay him travel or any kind of lodging. Well, he had a little travel trailer with him, man. He'd pull up there and he'd take his trailer with him and
Oh
stay and
yeah.
work on films because, you know, he loved doing that stuff. You know, I don't know if he, man, I did work on a series, like a crime series with him that they were filming in Austin, but, you know, man, that's what he loved doing, man, traveling around and
Yeah.
working on films. And we were Romans together, we were barbarians together. And there was one day, I don't know how many kills we got. You know, we killed off the main character, and then we got killed as barbarians, we got killed as Romans. It was you know, it was a good day. And then unfortunately, I think it was about a year ago, man, he was riding a motorcycle from like Kerrville to Comfort or something. And then
Oh
some drunk driver went on the other side of the road and killed him, his
Wow,
son, and his niece. Man, he wiped out three of them. Man.
damn, man, that's unfortunate, but yeah, man, especially
Yeah, but
that's one of the things with like motorcycles, even bicycles, man. Like I won't do them in public. Like I got to be somewhere secluded because man, I don't trust nobody, bro. It's
yeah, that's
dangerous.
the thing. It's always somebody else, man. Some drunk, man. It's pretty sad, but yeah, had good times working with Dan the man. You know.
Man, Dan the man, bro, and that's smart though. I mean, when it comes to him having the trailer,
Yeah.
because I've actually ran into a few people out there too, and they're like, "Oh man, I just have hitched my trailer. I just
Mm,
sleep there," and I'm thinking, "Damn, like I'm behind. I got to jump
yeah.
on that, man."
Yeah.
Bro, and let me ask you, when it comes to the whole writing aspect, man. I mean, when did that start for you? When did you start writing?
Yeah. When I was younger, I'd have ideas, and then stuff would just start coming to me. So I just say, I'm just going to write them down and try to build into a character, build a story, and piece things together.
Yeah,
And I have some whole stories outlined and everything, and just filling in. And some of the dialogue comes kind of natural. And I know I even cut some of my own dialogue in a scene I wrote because I was reading it and we're reading it. I said, man, that don't sound right. You just got to keep that rhythm going and stuff. And that's just, I mean, something that's developed over time. And then with the Dancing for Passion, Mario Vega actually wrote the book, and then I'm adapting it for the screenplay.
oh, okay,
And I
okay.
did while Mario was writing it. I said, okay, man, just can you add this? Just put this in here and put this in here. These couple of things to work off of. It's just something, something else I enjoy doing. And, I realize that if you really want to do it, man, you have to be in control of your own,
Yeah,
you have to be steering your own ship, man. Because, I respect the directors, producers, if their film, dude, they do it how they want it, they edit it how they want it, and pick the scenes they want, the angles. So if you want to do it your way, well, shit, man, you gotta do your own films and write your own script and go from there. And that's what my next goal is. Getting a short film done, like a proof of concept on one of these stories. And I
nice,
was
bro.
even thinking of doing like a comic book, because almost like you're doing your storyboard anyway, and then that way I could introduce a character in a comic book, introduce a story, so kind of have that registered, and then use a script off of that. And
No, for sure.
actually, that Sonny Corona, who we did Last Supper with, I was telling him the idea because I wrote the opening scene for the film. We shot it, and then he goes, "Man, it came out good, but I don't want to use it because I don't want to give away anything to the audience." So I
Damn.
called him. I said, "Look, dude, if you're not going to use it for Last Supper, I want to take that scene I wrote and I want to adapt it
Yeah,
for this other project I'm going to do." And I told him my idea of doing it like a comic book. And he's like, "Oh man, we can do that to like a prequel, kind of like Star Wars.
yeah,
Last Supper comes out first, and then we can go backwards, do this comic book, like a series of three of them, and show my character when he was younger,
yeah.
like the age of the one that I'm dealing with in Last Supper. Like we're at the same place in life, and which way are we going to go?
Right.
And then I chose a different path, and then he said he wants to use that scene I wrote for the last of the third book or the third comic book and kind of use it to promote the film in a way. So, you know,
Damn.
sometimes those things, and we're pretty much on the same plane as far as writing goes and things. Because when he read that scene, he was like, man, he goes, it's like I wrote it. And some of the references I made, he goes, that he was going to use in a different scene, and we never collaborated on it. We just kind of had the same idea. So it was kind of cool, to be on that same wavelength.
No, for sure, man, and it helps too. Actually working with a guy, I mean, you don't want to work with
Yeah.
people you can't get along with or can't vibe with, but that's actually
Yeah, and
cool.
that's like, they might not be able to be perfect, but you can get them to do what you need to do.
Yeah,
I know we'll work it out. And if you enjoy spending time with them, they're easy to be around. It makes it easier all the way around. And so like with Sonny, we're gonna do he's starting the other one. He already started it. Then I gotta do my scenes later this month. It's called Ares, God of Love, which in
okay,
that one I play Zeus. in modern times. And then the character I deal with is Ares' daughter. She doesn't realize she's actually the daughter of the real god Ares, and we have our big conflict at the end. But it's good, you already know these people, he already knows everybody, and when he writes, he has that in mind.
Yeah.
He
Oh
knows.
yeah. He writes it for that specific character or actor, man.
Yeah, he knows that. Hey, man, I know Mario's like this, so I can. He writes it so he knows how you act already. So it makes it easier.
No, no, for sure, man. And man, and I was gonna bring this up because a while back, I think I had ran into you. I think it was the Asian Film Festival. Was the last time I saw you, like here in San Antonio. We were like downtown,
Okay.
and I had told you because I worked on a project with another firefighter in Austin, and I told you he owned like a bar downtown somewhere. But
Oh
I
yeah,
couldn't
Chris
think of his name.
Silva, the Chino.
Yes, yes, bro. And I was gonna say, I mean, what is it that firefighters are hiding, man? Is there more talent out there, man?
You know what, man? One thing about that job, man, is you have guys from all walks of life that would do that. For whatever reason, they ended up in the fire department. But you had a guy that was a plumber and a botanist, and then a welder, a molecular biologist, a
Damn.
music teacher. I mean, it just all these guys from different professions came in there, and from what I heard, it's a lot of a psychologist told me that a lot of the people in the fire department are ADHD anyway. That's why they can't focus like at a desk job. So they go into the fire department thinking, hey, there's a fire, let's go put it out. Or, there's somebody dying, let's go help them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of creativity there. He's worked on a lot of stuff, man. The Son with Pierce Bronson and Carlos Bardem, Javier's older brother, he worked on that series, man, for Paramount.
Damn.
And he was one of Javier Bardem's ranch hands, one of his pistoleros at his ranch. And he said, like during the breaks, man, somebody goes, hey, man, Mr. Bardem wants to see you, man. Who's that fireman? And because he spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
And Javier Bardem told him, hey, man, I can speak English, but I just want to speak Spanish to somebody, So they'd hang out and bullshit, on the breaks.
Nice.
And I did see Chris, but he was doing it while he was still in the fire department too.
Yeah.
But I saw him Forging, Texas. We get out there and, hey, dude, what are you doing here? Oh, man, we're here for the big Battle of San Jacinto. So it's kind of cool. Then we worked on Walker, Texas Ranger together.
Nice.
He was, no, I saw him I didn't do Walker. Well, we both worked on Walker, Texas Ranger, but we're doing Love and Death, the HBO series. And he was a courthouse. He was a sheriff or something. A deputy at the courthouse, and I was a camera crew. I was a cameraman with the news crew. So we worked on that, quite a bit. On Love and Death, we'd see each other over there, and it was kind of cool, hanging out on the spare time with him.
No, for sure, man. Especially after working, side by side. Or I mean, you guys worked at the same station, right?
A little bit, but then he got into EMS before I did.
Oh, yeah.
Then when I got into EMS, Chris was a dispatcher. Oh. So I'd hear him on the radio, and we'd be messing with each other on the radio like 2, 3 in the morning, And somebody said, man, you guys don't get in trouble. I said, nah, man, they don't care. 3 in the morning, it keeps everybody awake.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, it helps everybody because,
yeah, we'd be joking around, and I'm not going to repeat some of the stuff we said, but, although it's probably there, you can look it up, but it was kind of cool, and now he has that bar. And I was going to see about using it to film a scene in, actually, Yeah. I said, dude, I'll put you in it. But I would tease him. I said, hey, man, he goes, man, see, you're tall, man, so you can get all this work. I said, well, shit, you got an advantage. Why? I said, because you can play an Asian or a Mexican, man. See, he goes, I'll screw you, man,
No, yeah, because he was actually, when I worked with him, he was actually a police officer.
Yeah.
And like, I remember seeing him and I was like, man, are you a cop? And he was like, nah, man, I'm just still wearing the uniform. I'm a firefighter. I was a firefighter.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. Because I mean, it looked great on him, man. I ain't gonna lie. He definitely worked well. And I mean,
what were you working on and what project was that?
On that one, it was the first time they started filming Brothers with Matthew McConaughey, and then they
oh,
shut it down.
Okay, man.
Yeah, they had shut it down after that, and then they started over again. So
yeah,
but it was hot as heck, though, man.
He was the one. You know what, man? It was when I was first, I was kind of first getting back into filming, and he was the one that told me to put in for Walker, Texas Ranger.
Nice. Yeah.
He goes, "Hey man, you need to put in." Well, it's just Walker. I'm sorry. Because you need to put in for that Y. He goes, "Cuz man, you could pass for a big white boy or something. That's what they want for those cops, those DPS guys, you
Yeah.
know." Because I don't know how they picked me, man. Because I'm just, a little Chino Cano. But he was playing a sheriff too. Says, "All right, man," and I did, and I think they made me a background as an attorney in the DA's office. Then later they had me play a sheriff, and then
Nice.
a I forget what else. I don't know something else, but it was a good way to kind of learn about the film industry and get your feet wet. And then I said, okay, man, I want to shoot now more getting speaking roles.
Oh yeah.
There
Yeah.
was nothing wrong with that, but and some people are cool with that, that's what they like to do. But I said, all right, man, I'm going to kind of see what I can do from here. But Chris helped too with that kind of stuff, man. It was fun, man, seeing people on the
Oh yeah.
set like that.
Yeah, because I do quite a bit background, and the thing with it too, because every time I'm on there, I always run into like familiar faces, so people I've worked with in
Yeah,
prior projects. So it's always chemistry's there, and then they put us to do whatever it is they're gonna do that day. Uh,
right.
but I like it too because you network. I mean, I've actually gotten a lot more
Yeah.
gigs out of that from people that are
Uh-huh.
looking for other actors or looking for for their projects, and I'm like, yeah, man, like I just it's
Yeah.
a whole network.
Well, I know, like from working on Love and Death, I met somebody. He was playing the sound guy for our camera crew, our news crew, and he got me in a film they were doing. Which was kind of cool. Because you know him already, and yeah, that networking and stuff. It's always good.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
It was
remember you.
fun.
You stand out and you
Yeah.
perform, and they love you. They're like,
Well, the thing is, you show up,
yeah,
or you show up on time or early. You're prepared, and you don't complain about
oh
bullshit.
yeah,
And it's like,
exactly,
okay, man, that's a big thing.
yeah.
Showing
And
up and
that's
being
one of
prepared.
the thing because I've actually not that it's like a bigger but I mean I've gotten moved from being an extra to being a featured extra. Like they'll put me on more roles,
Yeah,
and they've gotten rid of people. Like one lady in particular, man, they got rid of her and put me on there. They were like, man, just what, stand over there. You're gonna be next to Matthew McConaughey. Just this is
yeah,
what you're doing, and I'm like, cool, man. I was like, I ain't gonna complain, but I was doing just like what you mentioned. I was paying attention. I was alert. I was ready,
yeah,
and it's like when they told me to go, I went, But I mean, opportunity, man.
yeah,
And let me ask you,
yeah. I
brother,
got
when it comes
well,
to
just real quick on that. Well, like I was doing, it was on the American Alien, and the Kiki, and man, they sent a bunch of people home from the same little casting company, some extras. Some people were complaining, and well, my kid's got a party to
oh
go to. Well, man, we told you it was from
yeah,
noon till 8, and it's only 5 o'clock. And Lay's bitching. Finally, said, you know what? You don't come back, and they told I guess whatever casting company hired those people, all
yeah,
your extras don't come back.
damn,
And I was with them. At first, they were gonna have me play a migrant, and then they made me a border patrol officer, and I have one of the Belgian Malinois, like the dog, the cop dogs, and we're doing a scene in the park. I said, "Well, hey man, you want me to bring my dog?" And I said, "Well, why?" Well, I didn't ask the director. I asked the assistant director. You don't go to him. And I said, "Man, I have one of the dogs like the border patrol uses." He goes, "That'd be badass." So I took my dog, man, has goggles on him, and man, that dude got more screen time than I did,
oh
running
yeah,
through there. But the cool thing was, I was working with him. Well, that director remembered me,
nice,
and he called me up to do a commercial, man.
yeah,
He said, "Hey, we're going over the storyboard, and to be a villain, in this commercial." He goes, "Hey, man, where's that big pissed off guy from American Alien, the guy with the dog? Look him up." And it's kind of cool, man. He had me do a Super Bowl commercial that ran here in Texas.
oh
It was
nice,
kind of badass, yeah.
yeah, man. I did a small project in Austin, and from there they offered me a commercial for a Walmart in Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I
See?
jumped on it. I did both English and Spanish, and I haven't seen it, but I was like, man, like I was the cashier guy, and I was a
Well, as
customer. I
long
was,
as you got paid, man. So,
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That was
and
a
it's
nice little
nice to
perk.
see it. But it'll pop up somewhere, man. I'll keep an eye out for it because It
Yeah.
never fails. You know, it's a cool thing. You'll be watching something. Hey, man, there's so and so. There's so and so in this commercial. You know, somebody you worked with. It's always cool to see people you know on those things.
Yeah, yeah, man. Like you said, it does pay, and I mean, and it's. I know people are always hear like, "Oh, it's not about the pay," and for me, and I'll be blunt about it. Like, if I don't go to work here, like at my job, like, I don't get paid. So if I do a
Yeah,
project like that, I gotta grab, I gotta make up for it, man. So and it's
yeah,
always,
man.
it's always
Well, your
like,
your
well,
time, time is money. And your time's valuable, and sometimes there's things in it where maybe not direct pay or in a secondary way, but it's good to and I try to do that even though we're on a budget, doing that dancing for passion. Say no, man, I want to pay people something, for showing up, man, and then because they could be doing something else.
no, no, for
So
sure. I mean, and I will say this. I mean, when it comes to like local indie, like I'm game. I definitely help out. I've jumped on quite a few, and I mean, on those, it's got to be my weekends, for sure. Because I mean, I
yeah,
can't work, but I enjoy them. It's
or travel,
opportunity.
yeah,
But man, let
yeah,
me ask you, when it comes to projects, because I mean, you talked about a lot of these films that are coming out, but are you actually filming for projects this year?
yeah. Well, I said that we're still doing for Dancing for Passion. We have to get the local stuff now. We have to get the meat of the story. We got a lot of the we got a lot of the icing for the cake.
Yeah.
These different countries. We're going to be doing that. I thought in mid-June to July, and then I'm filming that Aries, the God of Love. We're doing later this month with with Sonny Corona, and then hopefully, man, keep my fingers crossed. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah.
There's one I auditioned for. Well, but they're talking to me about we're working out a deal to go up there and work in Dallas on it. So that'll
Nice.
be that'll be a nice one. And then the Zombikini for Silent Studios. Got to put that one together.
You
Uh,
see, for that one, I'll volunteer as an extra, bro. No pay.
oh yeah, is it Bikini Girls? Well, you know what, man? We need somebody to pretend to be a cameraman
There you
that
go,
gets
brother.
knocked over like a cameraman from a news crew.
Yeah.
And then, we start like moving, and the camera guy's going, "Hey, man, where you guys going?" And turn out, and then the bikini
Oh,
zombies
okay.
get him, and then get a drone shot of that,
Yeah.
of you getting
Yeah.
chewed on by bikini girls, man.
Oh, dude, that's how I want to die, brother. Exactly. So.
Yeah, that's what. It's funny that one in I worked on in England, the house that zombies built, the first film with Jason Wright. That scene where I ended up getting eaten by the zombies, and he did the drone shot of them all chewing on me. Well, one of them kept really actually biting my leg, man.
Oh,
And it turned out, man, pinche fireman who's a retired fireman from England.
really?
They're all the same, man. It was something. He goes, "Oh, mate, I heard you were on the fire brigade." And he didn't fuck with me. These firemen are all the same, man. But it was
Oh,
kind of funny. That was a cool deal. I have a drone shot of that somewhere. He sent me the still of me
oh,
getting,
nice,
devoured by zombies.
dude.
But
That's cool, man.
and that thing, yeah. So it's good that a lot of these things are starting to come out and stuff, and it's just that process, and then you got to fill up the pipeline so more stuff will keep coming out
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
keeping you busy, and that's how you keep on your toes and keep your skills up.
Yeah. Stay relevant. Keep your name up there. Keep your face out there. Like you said, people remember you, and if you're lucky enough, have a dog with you. That way they
Yeah,
can
have a
remember
dog that they can use, man.
man. And of course, and let me ask you, as far as training, I mean, are you still doing classes? Are you still taking classes?
Yes, some I like to do that, but see, I had a couple of directors tell me, "Man, don't go method." He goes,
Yeah.
"Because right now you're just so natural." I
Yeah.
said, "Well, yeah, man, but I kind of use that to get into character and get in the mode of a character. You have to use that too."
Yeah.
But in just learning, I still like to go and just work on skills, and because a lot of it is reacting.
Yeah.
I've been learning that it's not remembering your lines and spitting them out. It's reacting to how the other actor tells you something,
Right.
and that's going to determine the tone you use to respond as well. And it's just good practice for that. Uh, Going to those classes. So there's a guy locally. Well, I haven't been in town a lot that I like to go to. Steve Pena. Uh,
Okay.
that I've gone to his classes, and sometimes I'll even have him help me with an audition.
Nice.
Read it over with me, and that's been really helpful. Kind of breaking down what they need in that. And I've
No.
gone to different seminars in Austin and stuff, but
No, and of
Yeah,
course on the job training too, right?
yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah. But
Man.
it's good to have that, go in those classes just to kind of keep your skills up.
Oh yeah, and I think I've done a few, and I think I like the fact that it's you don't know what they're gonna ask. You know, you kind of have to like do it. You know, they're like, okay, here you're gonna be upset, you're gonna be doing this, and I mean, like you said, I mean, for me, I always just try to put myself in that character's shoes, like quick, you know, and just throw it out there, and for the most part,
Yeah.
it does come out natural, but you know, you get that criticism, and it helps, man. It builds you.
Yeah, I did one of them, I think it was Sarah Dale. There was a seminar on something. It was a class, and did something. I networked in there, and there was some other actors in there. I was like, damn, man, these guys are pretty good, And oh shit, man, Manuel Christopher, this dude, and I contacted him about. Well, he helped me with an audition. Then I turned him on, to somebody was looking for somebody. I said, hey, man, you should go check with this guy. And I'm trying to remember the other guy's name, man. It's right on my tip of my tongue, but he's been getting work. He's done a couple here locally too, man. That I forgot who I think I said it was for Vaqueros of Hawaii. I sent him the information. Hey, you need to go audition for this,
Yeah.
and he ended up doing work on one of I Diamonico's films, or a couple of them actually. So hey, man, you find these people, and didn't work out where they could work on something with me, but hey,
Yeah.
man, they were, you recognize that, and they got some work, man, and got out there, help people fill roles.
No, no, exactly. I'm the same way, you know. I mean, especially, working on tons of projects and with different people. Like I always read people, I guess you can say, man. But I mean, I see their character, and then it's like once they start performing, I'm like, damn, like I'm like, okay, like this
Yeah,
guy's pretty good, man. And a lot of them, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of talented people out there, and it
yeah,
inspires me because now I'm like, damn, okay, I gotta pick it up, or I gotta do something different, or work on myself,
yeah,
But
yeah,
definitely
and
motivation.
and for myself, man, I'm not like intimidated if I got to work with somebody big time, whatever, man, or you just got to raise your game. It's like, well, if we get that guy in there, man, he might, if you bring in this actor, he might, outact you,
Take your
whatever. I
time,
said, shit,
yeah.
I don't care, man. If it makes the scene better, if it makes the film better,
No, true,
hey,
yeah.
man, you can't let your pride get in the way.
No, man, and it
So,
makes everybody look better, though. That's the thing too, It's
yeah,
not just. I mean, you have your lead actor, of course, but
yeah.
if you
I,
have people.
I worked with the actor from Wishmaster too, that Andrew Divoff, and
Oh,
got to do a
nice.
scene with him. Yeah, and he was super chilled. And watching him prep for the scene and then kind of going over, he came out and went over it with me and Lorena. Actually, he did a scene with Lorena and I. And he goes, well, in the script, it tells me to do whatever it was. He
Yeah,
goes, but that kind of seems awkward with this. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to give you a nod. So that'll be your cue. It won't
yeah,
be me reaching over and doing whatever. So, okay, cool, man. He kind of went over it, and you see how these professionals work and how they prepare. And it's like, okay, man, it's good for you too to see that,
yeah,
and try to learn from those guys.
yeah. Because even here locally, I mean, watching you work, watching a lot of the other locals
But
work,
thanks,
and
man. Yeah.
how they get ready, I'm like, man, there's a lot of techniques and things that I pick up just because I'm like, dude, okay, I'm gonna try that, just kind of stay
Yeah.
in the zone, get in the zone.
Well, Well, one of them, it's happened to me, and I'll try to do it too, but we rehearse the scene a certain way,
Yeah,
and then the actor changes their delivery or their attitude in it just to see how you react.
yeah,
And that's what happened in Death Merchant. The guy I'm beating the shit out of, Corey Mescon, uh, we were off rehearsing it in that scene, and he was a little bit more, he was more stubborn, he was a little bit semi belligerent, when we're doing it, we're arguing. And then when we went to do the scene, man, he was just totally like, "Oh, come on, Vinny, you can't do this." And man, it brought out the predator in me, dude. It was just like my whole thing changed. He
yeah.
goes, "Yeah, I was gonna see how you were gonna react to that, man," and it worked.
Nice.
And this actor Danny Thompson at that house that Zombies built. Now I was playing her dad. Unfortunately, it said, "Hey, you want to do a scene with Danny Thompson?" I was like, "Oh yeah," because she's gorgeous. She's a great actress too. But and then what, you're making me her dad, not even a creepy stepdad. Come on. But anyway, we're rehearsing the scene where I'm asking her to meet me, and I was, hey, honey, whatever. She goes, hey, dad, whatever. It was kind of a little bit more pleasant. But then
Yeah.
she gets upset and leaves. Well, then when we go to film it, she's walking up with her hand. She goes, hello, Jerry. And that's my first name of her dad. Like, what the hell, you little brat, So it
Yeah.
changed my whole thing back. I was like, oh, man. So it changed the intensity of it. And she told me afterwards, she goes, yeah, you were being too nice. I hated to throw the drink on you and leave. So I figured if I did that, that would piss any parent off.
Yeah.
So she did that on purpose
Nice.
to get a different reaction out of me. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, man, that's that's interesting how you can.
Yeah. Different levels,
Sometimes
man.
I'll try to do that and just to see, just to get something else out of somebody.
Dude, that's pretty cool because I see that and a lot of times it's like a blooper. I see those behind the
Yeah,
scenes where they do bloopers, and I think it does change everybody's attitude because I guess everything's so tense that when somebody they
yeah,
start laughing and they kind of loosen up and they deliver it a lot
yeah.
better. That's
Well,
pretty cool.
sometimes, man, you just keep it rolling because stuff you never know what's going to come out, man. It might be some good
Yeah,
stuff.
might be
And
gold.
I had a, I noticed this crew on I was doing this mob flick in North Carolina called Mob Humor, but the guy would say cut, and then me and these guys, there's some guys from New York and New Jersey. We'd fucking, yeah, look at this, we'd say something and we kind of joke around, and so they were reviewing the footage, right? And we did the scene. Then you hear them say cut. Well, that's still going, and they're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do. And the director goes, no, man, I told them to keep rolling after we said cut because you guys come up with better shit than's in the script. So we're gonna probably use a lot of that. They were just recording us just doing natural, stuff. It works different ways, I guess.
That's when you get asked to put you as a contributing writer, bro. Use
Oh, I
your
know,
line,
man.
man.
Yeah,
And of course, and let me ask you, when it comes to traveling, I mean, of course, like you said, I mean, there's a lot of projects that you've been able to jump in. Are you
yeah,
going to be traveling more this year?
yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be working up in Dallas here in a month
Oh,
or
okay, yeah,
so.
yeah.
There's a
Good luck
couple
with
of
that, man.
projects. One of there was a director at that San Antonio Fiesta Film Festival, and he came up um, after the thing. He goes, "Hey, man, I like your performance. I like the character. I want that character in the film I'm doing." So
Nice.
he sent me the script. It's okay. Pick out of these. Just pick which one you want to do, and that's gonna be in Dallas. And that's really the thing scheduled now. I know Dancing for Passion. We're gonna have to figure out when we got to go to Buenos Aires to do the final scene. So
Damn.
that's I got to working around other schedules.
And
But that
on
one,
that, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, I'm gonna say that we got to see where that one all fits in sometime before the end of the year.
And of course, are you doing dancing on dancing with passions?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, man. I was trying to get out of it. I said, "Can you get a stunt double and just show the bottom legs?" There's
Yeah.
another guy that I know. But in that last scene, I'm gonna do a tango. We're gonna do a tango.
Okay. You
But
guys
all that
been
other
practicing?
fancy dancing, I'm just kind of sitting there watching, like.
Bro, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
like that though, man. Do you know how to
yeah,
dance? Let me ask you that.
yeah, a little bit, man.
Okay, okay.
I can get by. I can
Nice.
get by. And we were actually taking dancing lessons for a while
Sweet, man.
at a place here locally. Trying to bone up for that.
Yeah. No, no, for sure. And it comes in handy. I mean, I knew we did a Crown Royale commercial like 4 weeks ago, man, and they had us two-step in and line dancing, and I've never done either, and that was fun. I mean, I had to learn
Oh,
right there
okay.
and then, man. But you
Yeah,
know,
back I used to two step when that's all it was, and then they started line dancing.
so
It's like
yeah,
all the disco people. When disco died, they came over and they converted the hustle into line dancing. They said, well, we still want to do the hustle, but okay, we'll do it to country music.
no, no,
But
yeah,
yeah, and that's something I want to work on. I want to do more commercials, but being the mean mafia guy, there's not a lot of commercials for mean mafia guys. So you got to really try to change your tone and everything to do commercials. And the last commercial I did was for a bank, and I was a pissed off golfer. You
I
know,
was gonna
so
ask you
so
about
that fit, you know, because the guy has his bank app and starts going off when I'm trying to hit the
that.
ball. He's like, so, you know, I give him my resting bitch face and shit. So,
Yeah, I
but
had
you
seen
know,
that,
as far
man.
as yeah, and it's, you know, being the hey, this is a nice neighbor next door thing, you know, that's something, you know, I'd like to try to do.
No, no, for sure, man. Well, Andrew, my man, I do appreciate you jumping on this, brother. It's been a long time coming. I mean,
Yeah,
now that you're back in San Antonio, we'll be here for a few weeks before you leave, or you're gonna be here for a
yeah,
while.
yeah. Hopefully, I'll be here for a while, man.
Okay, okay.
The
Well,
next couple
brother,
of months.
I wish you the best, especially with that commercial, with that movie, with everything that's coming this year, man. But I definitely want to bring you back before the end of the year, see where you're at and see what you've
Sure,
done.
we'll see, and hopefully there'll be some. We'll have some more news for you, man. Some
No,
more
no, for
more
sure. I mean,
projects to update on.
no, no, by all means, man. But don't hang up yet, Andrew. Everybody out there, of course, once again, Spider here coming